Well, good morning. I hope everybody can hear me. I'll just wait for some people to show up, and then we'll start a little chat, if you like. We're not with the red curtains today. It was too distracting last time. But I have some information, and I have some questions for you guys. One regarding the last video that I did about having a stalker. And I want to explain kind of the process of what's going on. And I guess I owe you guys an apology for the last video with the sound. But I was trying out my new gimbal. It's not actually new. I've actually had this thing for a long ass time. And I bought this back in the day before I got my new phone. And it wouldn't work. It would work, but it wouldn't work. And it turned out that the phone that I had previously, this works via Bluetooth. And so anything Bluetooth on my old phone, it didn't have enough processing power. So what I did was I set this puppy up last night. I played with it all day yesterday. And then I decided to record a video off of it. And there's one of three things that went wrong. Number one, I got two sets of two sets of microphones. One's a bad set, one's a good set. And I got confused as to which one was which. So there's my first problem. Number two, I was going on this thing through its application. So I don't know if that's the issue. And number three, the setting on my phone was at full volume, which works great if I don't use a microphone at all, but seems to get staticky. So what I'll be doing later on today is testing all three scenarios, and I'll finally figure it out. And I'm just going to finally throw away the one bad set of microphones. I thought that Reza could maybe use them because one works good and the other one works bad. It's a dual set. But that being said, I apologize for the audio on the last video, but if I don't try this stuff, I'll never learn. And I've learned that I'm going to probably screw it up the first couple of times. And next time, I won't post the video. I was actually I woke up yesterday, if this makes any sense, at 9:30 at night. May and I had run around the day before. We decided to stay home on Sunday, and somewhere in the afternoon, she went off to take a nap, and I fell asleep on the couch. And she woke up after a couple hours. I slept all the way until 9:30, and then she was back in bed. So I was all alone, and I was just all peppy. I was having my coffee, and I got out the gimbal, and I started jacking around with it, and it really worked well. Because we're going to do a house tour here in the near future, in the next day or two, maybe today even. And I want to use the gimbal. I want to use it to be steady because we're going to be walking around a lot. And not to mention I paid a few bucks for that thing. And then what else? So it's trial and error with me, and I'm going to figure it out. Next time, I won't do a video. I wanted to do a video about the stalker. And it uploaded in 8 minutes, where it normally took 4 hours at my old place. So I was really excited. I'm really happy with this house. And we're going to give you the big tour. And May's like sweeping and arranging stuff right now because she wants it to look pretty. So probably we'll do that today, huh, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good for errands.
She's good for that.
Like hotel.
She wants it to look like a hotel. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't set up behind the curtain or in front of the curtain this time because it was too distracting for everybody. And maybe we'll have Dean on today. I don't know. So anyway, that was it. I really just wanted to kind of apologize for the audio on my last video. But just bear with me, kids, and I will get this stupid thing figured out. I'm an old man trying to do work with electronics. That's not a good combination. So let's take a few comments here. Hi, Duma. Let's see. That was weird. What, the video or the guy in the video or the sound? Good morning. Mr. Greg, how are you? Good morning, baby Paul. Hey, Charlie. How is your friend Jason doing? He's not doing well. Sad to report, but I always tell the truth if I can. And if I can't, I just don't say anything. So he's not doing real well. He's recovery. They didn't really do anything for him at the hospital. He had a stroke, as you know. He's having a complicated time talking. He's having a complicated time with money. He's having a complicated time with his wife. I don't want to divulge too much personal stuff. It's just, when I say his wife, she's fine. But it's just hard because he's not able to get out and about like he used to. I imagine I would be in the same boat he would be if I was barely able to get out of bed and sit up, and it gets old. So, and it's hot. And, so anyway, I appreciate you asking. All I ask for now is for some prayers for Jason that he gets back. The last I heard, we went over and saw him, about a month ago now, because we've been busy, and he wasn't looking too hot, and he's kind of depressed a little bit, but I don't know. I'll give you an update as soon as I can. Good morning, John. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Everything cool? China Dave, aka Upland Dave. I think next month, Dave will do something up at the Japanese shrine, but I'll keep you abreast of that. Good morning, Jonathan. Hey, John, what's going on, man? Hey, good morning to you too. Good morning. Hey. Good day, John. Mr. Ed, my brother, how are you? So I want you guys, let me get through some comments here, and then I'll just ramble on about something else. I'm going to tell you what's up in a little bit. Yeah, well, here's the deal. I got this great, I've never been happier with a microphone. It's called a Blue Yeti, and it plugs into the computer. If I could plug this, and it weighs about 5 pounds. So it's not something you could take along with you. But if I could get this kind of quality out of a remote or one of these clip-on mics, I would be in heaven. But there's 3 issues with sound on the phone. It's either the setting of the volume, it's the mic itself, or in the last video, it was because I did it with the gimbal, and the gimbal's really cool. It'll follow somebody. That's going to be a work in progress, but practice, right? Because there's all kinds of things you can do. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. I think you can switch it from, I could be talking to you, and I can switch it around and video what's in front of me without using it, just hitting buttons. So there's like 6 buttons that I got to get acclimated to, and they're little, and I don't have, I wear glasses, so it'll take some practice. We are getting settled in, and we're going to do a video, I think, today with the place. I am super happy with the place. It's got its nuances, but none of them are deal breakers. Oh, and real quick, Ed, because you were instrumental with this, I think we had a Dean Verano kind of auction. Anyway, look, HP computer for Riza. We did that on Saturday, which is why I collapsed on Sunday. Because on Saturday, Riza came over with, what's her name, Jacqueline, and she's a neighbor. And so I had 3 girls on the scooter, and I took them down to Valencia Plaza so they could catch a trike. We were going to do three things. We were going to go to BPI. Reese's having problems with her PayPal. There's been a screw up with the email address. And that was because I was setting up her PayPal, talking to May. May was talking to her sister on the phone. I put in an email. They used a different email. It's communication. And so that whole thing got boneheaded up. And she's got a few bucks in her PayPal, and some of it can't even get claimed because there's some sort of big snafu. And I tried to link her bank to her PayPal, and it didn't work. And I asked her, how much money do you have in the bank? And she said, nothing. I opened the account with 2,000 or 3,000 pesos, and then being single mom, she pulled it right back out. So, we were going to go to BPI. BPI was closed. And then we went to lunch, and then we went and bought the computer. And everything that we did took an hour longer than it should have because the girls had to stop everywhere we go and take 47 selfies of everything. So I have learned just to take my victories when I can get them. We got the computer. So, and it started to rain, and we got caught in the rain. So that was my Saturday. Thank you, China Dave. China Dave, I love you, man, because you're always positive and you understand that I'm old and I'm doing my best here. I am not one to quit. And I am one that just says, you know what, screw it. I'll throw it up there and I'll get feedback. And you guys have helped me tremendously with your knowledge. And so some guys can see what's going on, and they actually have the answer for me. So, I just use and abuse you guys for information. That's all. Yeah, the stalker story was a piece of work. I think I got the dates right. But I think I may have gotten confused because Jenny was in town the same time as Ian, but I'm not sure if she was in. After I got to thinking about it, I said, was she really over there? Or was that another time? So hopefully I got the story straight. But yeah, this thing about the stalker is 100% true. This guy moved in across from us. And what trips me out about it is that I only had, at that time, I had less than 5,000 subscribers, and the channel was 8 months old. Now that I think, it was 7 months old. So I started it in the middle of July, and that was at the beginning of February that everybody was out. So that's 7 months, right? And May's channel just had 200 subscribers, and she was only a month or two old, something like that. She had just started her channel. And this guy had this weird connection, and came all the way out here. Just it was. It's one of the things that we really appreciate about this house. And the house, while it's got its nuances, I'll tell you the problems that I can foresee, which aren't real problems; they're just different issues. But it was the right move to make. I'll just sum it up with that. Oh, I appreciate that. But I don't like, audio is very important. And when I did a test run on it, thank you very much, Jamie. When I did a test run, I always do a test audio just to make sure the damn thing's on. And it sounded fine. And then when I did the video, I started to listen to it, and it sounded like crap. So, where's this static coming from? It's either the speaker, it's the microphone itself, because it's bad. And I know that one of those is bad. I may have just grabbed that one, or it was the setting on the phone, or there was something to do with the app on the gimbal. Right now, I'm working off the laptop. So, but I wanted to try it. I was excited. I finally got my gimbal to work. Let's see, I have 2 drones. Camera equipment. Yeah, I will never get involved with a drone. Can you imagine me with a drone? Good Lord. I would take out half the bird population. Hey, what's going on, K9? How are things out there in Georgia? Good morning, sunshine. Let's see here. What do we got here? Where are you at? Oh, Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, it's hot. Hot in Vegas too, babe. Yeah, it's raining out here. That was another reason we stayed home yesterday. Just rained. You should do a dinner party video with your friend Mark. You know what? I miss Mark. When Mark moved, it's been over a month now, I think. I went out and I saw his new digs, and really nice place. And then I started my move, and I did invite him out to breakfast one day in between all that and this, and we never got together because of one reason or another. But I'm going to reach out to Mark. We're pretty much settled in, and we're going to go out today. I'm going to try to hit up some friends that I haven't seen for coffee, just because we've been doing other things. Let's see. Morning, Paul. Enjoy your shows. When is Philippines going back to pre-COVID? Did you get vaccinated? I got fully vaccinated, Sinovac. So does that mean I'm a little China now? I guess so. Is Sinovac the Chinese vaccine? I don't know that much about them. So to answer your question, I have no clue when the Philippines is going to open up, and nobody else does either. That's my spin on it, even though they tell you they do. And I didn't get vaccinated yet. It's just not a matter of getting vaccinated. It's just having time. May and I get kind of trapped in here because we don't have four wheels. We got the scooter if it's raining. So the one thing that we do is we buy a lot of food that we can freeze. We've learned our lesson. So when it gets raining, sometimes it rains for days on end. So we try to make sure that we've always got nourishment. Keep me big and fat. Hey, Warren, thanks for being my #1 fan. Hey, Kat, greetings to you up there in the nice, cool Baguio. Prestigio. I don't know what Prestigio is. Break out the chicken. Yeah, there were some chickens roaming around in my yard yesterday, so I closed the gate, but they escaped. I was going to keep them as pets, but I probably was stealing a neighbor's chicken. North Carolina, welcome to the team. Bring back the curtains instead of Dean. Well, they're both gaudy. I don't want to break out too much, but I think I'll talk about it when I do the home tour video. But I'm really happy with this place because there's so many things that I can do. I know I'm back on my boring couch, and I did forget to bring the chicken over here with me. But there's all kinds of different ideas I have for backdrops that I could see as being funny. And I don't edit, but May does. And I was thinking, the reason I don't edit is I like the mistakes. So I think those should be included. Some people write out a script and cut their video so that it flows perfectly. And they're a lot more popular than I'll ever be. But for myself, I kind of like having the snafus in there. I think adds a human element to it. But anyway, that being said, I was thinking about having a shelf put in, like back here. And or in the other room that I'm going to use as a little studio, and being able to put stuff on it and then be talking just like I'm talking now, doing normal video, and then stop the video and rearrange stuff on the shelf and then continue. And I can have May edit that in so it doesn't even look like it stopped, and just have people go, I don't know. It was just a thought. What do you think? Should I do that? Hey, from Colorado. Not hearing the rooster today. Well, he was up and running earlier. It's 9:38. He was really chirping it up earlier. The stalker. Oh, the stalker. Yeah, it was weird. I had actually forgot all about that. It just, every day seems to have our days out here are pretty full, to be honest with you. And I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on, what happened before, which is a good thing. But it just jarred that memory up when we moved in here, and I was talking about privacy, and that was the least private moment of my stay out here. Say no to stalkers, yeah. But what trips me out is that it wasn't like I was some big TV personality, and it made me think, and guys made some comments, what about people that are really famous? What do they go through? I mean, I know politicians have to go around with, all kinds of security details because they're way out there, and the real loons come out for the politicians. And look at poor John Lennon, got assassinated by that asshole. So it's one of the trade-offs. That's why I kind of like being small because, these guys get super, super famous, like a Brad Pitt or an Al Pacino or, I don't know, pick an actress or a singer, Mariah Carey or whatever, and it alters their life. And about how he cherishes his privacy. And I don't know if I would have liked that, lived like that. Good question. What happened was Sabine Tech mailed me out or sent me out the silver edition, which was a lower grade than what I was ordering. And they ended up sending me 2 for free. So I have 4 wireless mics that don't work because they have to be able to, you have to have what's called a receiver mic. And then the 4 I have would be transmitters. In other words, I would put the silver ones here, but it doesn't even have a designation. I just call it, the two-tone because it's two-toned. It's got silver and black. So they offered me, the long story short, after bitching and moaning, Sabine Tech offered me a big 20% off, which didn't even cover the shipping. And I said, yes, screw it. And I took it. It was $158. I bought it because in for a penny, in for a pound, right? And I really want the wireless mic. And so I will be able to use the wireless mics. And I was really crapped out and halfway depressed when I went to go pair them and they wouldn't pair. And the customer service rep that I'd talked to for 32 different emails said, send me a picture of it. So I did. He goes, oh, well, those are the wrong ones. And 5 days later, he got back to me and said, well, we'll offer you 20% off. And guess what? When I clicked on the link to take advantage of the 20% off, which would have maybe covered the shipping, it didn't work. So I just went to their site and bought it, paid full price. And then every chance I get to review them, I just crash them. Now, to be fair, once the mic gets here, and if it works, I will tell the truth. I will say, hopefully I'll be able to say on the operating end of this, it's awesome. I can be 20 feet away and it picks up, which is what I'm hearing it does. And it picks up the audio. I don't have to deal with all these wires and crap, which really is a pain in the ass, whether sitting here on the couch, but especially trying to walk around and get decent audio. So I will give them glowing reviews if they deserve it. But on the customer service end, this is what really pisses me off about them, and then I'll shut up. They don't have an 800 number, which sucks. Amazon is not easy to find their 800 number, but a viewer sent it to me. I called them, and they solved my problem in like 5 minutes. They just gave me a refund. So I got 4 microphones that I don't want for the price of 2, and 1 other mic that I was supposed to get in the beginning. So there will be a way, I'm sure, that we can incorporate all this into May. She'll have a couple of mics, and she'll be able to use the transmitter thing when she's doing her deal, and then I'll use a transmitter mic, and I can use two mics if I'm like interviewing somebody. That's the plan. I'm sure God's laughing right now at me. I just made a plan. Hey, good morning and hello, everybody. Yeah, no. I actually did that my first year here, and I had a great time yelling and shouting at the TV and drinking beer with the Australians. And my girlfriend at the time, she loved it too, because we would pick teams, and we won a prize. I think we came in third place. And we ended up winning some money, like 300 pesos or something like that. And it was a good time. But for a daily diet, no. I have two drones from DJI, and I'm actually they're great extension. Oh, okay, yeah. So I think this DJI is a really good. I've read nothing but good reviews on it. This deal, and it's going to be our gimbal. It's a little heavy, for me to try to run around and carry. But it's got face tracking and all that kind of stuff, and I'm sure it'll do a zillion things. But I have to take things one step at a time. So once I get acclimated to it, I'll be happy. And then I'll try maybe some more of the fancier stuff, in 2 years. Good morning, Dave. I know I'm bouncing the prayers for thank you, sir. That's what he needs, We did our thing as far as raising money and getting him out of the hospital and getting him his medication and therapy. And now it's just a matter of his wife taking care of him, and hopefully his body will mend. Thank you very much, Uncle Charles. No, he doesn't. He's 96. My sister watches it. He doesn't watch my YouTube channel. No. He communicates with me on Facebook every blue moon. Do God to catch you on my phone, and I try to catch you when I can. Good luck. Thank you very much. Good morning there in Texas. Yeah, where's Harriet the troll? We need her back. And then what do you guys think? Should we bring Dean on? There's Delaware. No, we did not go. I wanted to go, and I was chewing the girls out that we should have gone. But two of them, May and Georgia Lynn, are afraid of dead people. And I said, well, we should just go visit your mom. And but she was there doing, it's like a ritual, if you will. They kind of sit outside where the body is. And it gives Georgia Lynn and May both get night terrors and nightmares. And it's a real thing with May, because I've seen her wake up crying from having a bad dream, nightmare. And so we just sent money. And I guess we'll get out there one of these days. Have you considered a haircut, number 2 or 1? You will look 20 years younger. Number 2, or was number 2 or 1? Would a haircut make me look younger, guys? Yeah, great sound now because I got the Blue Yeti here. Every time I do a live stream, the audio is awesome. It's the friggin' videos that I'm fighting. Look 20 years younger. Well, Greg wants me to get a haircut. What do you guys think? I think 20 years is a stretch. Maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, well, Rode was, I think, about the same price. And I actually took a viewer up on Sabine Tech. That was his rating, if you will. And I think he's right. I think Sabine Tech's great microphone. It's just shit customer service. And the one that I ordered, I guess it was it came in as a silver. But the description was identical to what it was that I wanted to get. So it was only like a $20 difference. So anyway, that being said, shit happens, right? Yes, we appreciate you, Ed. Your bidding war with Ed Schwartz got her this. or a good part of it. And we went and bought locally. And what I'm going to be doing, I actually ended up kicking in a little Uncle Paulie here because I got her this bag to carry the thing in, and I got her a mouse. I don't know where that is. They actually threw in the mouse, but I think I went 100 over budget to go upgrade from a Linvo or something like that to this HP, better quality. And so I took all three of the girls down there, and they put some programs on there. It's a really good little place that we bought it from. Had a 5-star rating. It's a dump. I mean, it's just a little corner place, just packed full of shit. But the ladies are knowledgeable. The people are helpful. They're efficient. You can tell they know computers. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to ask them for a referral of someone that will come to the house here. And we left the computer here. Riza didn't want to take it home with her. Number one, it was rainy. And number two, she said the kids would get into it. So what I'm going to do is when Riza comes back, hopefully I'll have somebody lined up that's computer savvy, and we'll sit down with Riza and May and me and set up the computer, hopefully work out the PayPal issue, because Riza's PayPal's got some money sitting in it that we can't get to, and I can't create a button, a regular PayPal button for her channel either, because something went wackadoodle with the email, and that was a communication issue. So I need what I told May. I said, next time Riza comes over, we are not going to go on any missions. We're going to just and we're not going to stand outside like they did for an hour and a half and take pictures and run around and model clothes. And it was girls, And I said, we need to go to the bank. We need to go here. We need to go there. Yeah, 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. So anyway, I gave May the speech, and I said, listen, when Riza comes over, it's going to be a work day. We're not going to be playing, okay? We're going to have someone here. We're going to spend a few hours on the computer. We're going to get that lined up. Hopefully we'll find out what the issue is. I've got some issues with my little phone, like we were talking about the audio. I'll have that person look at it that's really knowledgeable. Hopefully I'll be able to acquire that person. I think I can. And what else? And then we're going to go to the bank. And if she needs to deposit some money, I think that's the problem. We'll deposit some money for her and get it squared away. And so, but thank you for your help. You guys rock. It was all because of that bidding war. What do I think of the crazy car prices in the U.S. for both new and used cars? It blows my mind. It's supply and demand, I guess. I have heard about the car prices. I could go on about this for 2 hours, but I'll go on for about 5 minutes. At the end of my car business career, I was totally turned off to cars. When I got into it, I could buy a brand new Toyota Celica for $8,000 out the door. That's my very first brand new car. It was in 1981, and it was a brand new Toyota Celica, fully loaded, and it was $8,000, including tax, everything. And two things. I think that 81 Toyota Celica is a better car than a 2021 Toyota Celica. It was bulletproof. It would just go and go and go. I bet you I could be driving that car right now if I changed the oil. Excuse me. Cars got psycho expensive. And they started loading them up with a bunch of nonsense like electronics and seat warmers, and everybody had to have this that tilted 75 different ways. And God forbid somebody actually fold down the rear seats on their Expedition. No, we needed a button that did it, so that it would go down like this without you having to get up. And so cars got from $8,000 out the door to what, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 brand new, plus tax, plus license, plus extended warranty, plus. And it was all because they became moving video games. Everything's Bluetooth, everything's got satellite, everybody's connected. All of a sudden, the kids have got to have TVs in the back seat of the car to watch that drop down. And I just looked at it and I said, this is a waste of money. And I didn't have any faith in the cars. Right now, I couldn't buy a brand new car in America. And if you gave me one for free, I wouldn't use 90% of the shit that they're packing onto it. Now, I may be offending some of you because some of you might see a real value in all that stuff. If you do, you do. I'm just telling you the truth. I think it sucks that they've made cars so expensive. Some of them cost more than one of my condos that I owned. So the high prices are due to, from what I understand, there's some sort of shortage of some sort of material that goes into what? A computer chip for the electronic crap that they're throwing on these things. And if you look at it logically, kids, most people use their car to go from home, and depending upon their age or station in life, they're going to go from home and drop the kids off at school. Schools are never that far away, are they? If you live out in the country. But I'm thinking Vegas. You're going to go to work. Work's usually within 30 minutes. You're going to go to the market. You're going to go to Walmart, and then you're going to go home. If you spent all day in your car, in other words, you were a traveling salesman, or you were, a commuter that went from New York to California twice a month because of whatever you do. Again, you're selling stuff on the road, or you have to go check in with clients. Then yeah, you should have all the comfort accoutrements possible, all the safety stuff. But I'll put my 1981 Toyota Celica against any car on the road today, and I would be happier in that Celica. To me, it's simple. I'm going to go from point A to point B. I want it to be safe. I want it to be comfortable. And I want it to have decent air and music. And that 81 Toyota had it all. It had decent air and great air. It had great music. And it was safe. And it was economical. And it had a great ride. And it was a good-looking little car. So that's my rant. I can't stand cars. Yeah, well, she's got the laptop. And being set up and running is two different things. But I'm going to try to do it the right way this time. When she comes over and we fire that mother up, I'm going to have someone here that can walk her through it, and can walk me through it, and can walk May through it. And we're going to try to get rid of all the anomalies. And I want someone that knows what they're talking about and can come to the house. And I'm willing to pay for that. So I think that would be a really solid one-time investment. It would help me. It would help the girls. I think it would eliminate a lot of brain damage. And I just think that's a smart way to go. 3 girls on the mic. For that's the case of true Filipino. I am. I'm a hubble driver now. Actually, what I did was there were 3 girls here and me, and I drove them down. Reason did a little video, I think. Yeah, it showed it of all of us on the scooter going down the hill, and All I had to do really was drive us down to the Valencia Plaza, because there they have jeepneys and they have tricycle drivers. And I dropped 2 of the girls off, and a trike drove them to a restaurant that we went to. And so Riza got here about 10. We did a live stream for an hour. That took us to 11. I said, okay, chop, chop, let's go. And what do you know? We were leaving at like 12:30 because they were all jacking around out front, taking pictures and running around in the house, looking around, being what they are, which is fine. So we had lunch and we got a computer, and that was pretty much what we got done that day. I'll take it. We never made it to the bank. So do you ever want to do a video on what it's like to be a finance person at a car dealership? Maybe good times and bad times. It doesn't have anything to do with the Philippines. So that's why I actually toyed with the idea of 2 things: a membership, but I don't want to do that because you have to charge for those videos, or start. I guess I could do a video about that. There's a lot of funny stories. To me, it's not. To me, it's the people I worked with that were funny, and the stories and the tales and the situations and the customers and the thousands of different things that happened. But I would like to do a video about that. In fact, you know what I'll do, David, is one day I'll get a hair up my ass and I'll just make that video. And whether I publicize it or not, I don't know. But I will make it. Yeah, I like the Asian motif. To be honest with you, kids, if you were able, if I was, maybe I don't want to do it because I got too many wires here, but I would flip this around and show you from afar. It's kind of in your face, when it's my backdrop. But looking at it right now with it being backlit, it's here in the living room. And then there's some really subtle ones. Let me see. See, there's another curtain that May bought, and I just think that's a pretty color, and that can be used as a backdrop. And I got the bright idea that behind me here, I could buy 10 different curtains that I could hang right behind me here temporarily, different colors for different things, and set up a whole new little deal. I could have chairs set up, with a theme. And you can buy all this stuff on the cheap out here. So I know I'm against stuff, but if it's stuff that I can use and make sense of and justify, then I'm all for it. Speaking of that, I still got the Balak buying boxes outside. I got to open up. I'm putting that off. It does not have an oven, but it does have. Our friend Gary Berg gave us a oven that's on the counter. So it doesn't have a proper oven, no, but it does have, we do have a stovetop oven, if you know what I'm talking, a convection oven. That's what I'm trying to say. Any bungalows for rent across the street? My wife's best friend is also named Riza. I don't know. Maybe that's a popular song. Be a popular name for girls in the Philippines. Could be. It's actually kind of a nickname. That's not a real name. Nobody uses their real friggin' name. Good morning, Paul and May. We're glad you got away safely from the stalker and your move is coming along. I'm always looking forward to what you and May put out. Well, thank you very much, Kat. We appreciate that. That stalker story is an old one. That was way back in the day. Yeah, Ian was there. He came in. He brought me a cake. The stalker was appreciated, Daniel. And you know what? Riza sends everybody a big thank you because her latest video is a little #1 rated. May's latest video, she did a little miniature house move video. That was a #1 video for her, so she's excited about that. And Riza was at, I want to say 693 watch hours. She needs 4,000. And the last time I checked yesterday, she was over 1,000. And thank you guys very much. Some guys have been awesome. I've been doing it. May's been doing it. We've been putting her on We've just been playing her videos at night. I created 2 playlists for her. One adventures and the other one I forgot what it was, but I did that real fast. So in my time from doing my stuff and doing May's stuff, now I've taken on Reese's stuff. But it's all good. Once we get them set up, they'll be up and running, and so will I. That's funny. Yeah, you and I are connected. Yeah, that's true. The Area 51 people. Hey, man, I'm lucky to have you, Ketchum. I'm the lucky one. Yeah, can you picture me with a drone? Huh? There you go. That would be like, you have to put out a public warning. You don't. You don't. You keep an American address, my friend, and you use a mail service. Yeah, you're just different, Dean. Yeah, what is it called? Pure Alpha Mail or something like that? We can bring Dean on. If you guys want him, I'll take votes. I won't take donations. I'll take votes. Good morning, Rob. Sino is Chinese. The same Canuck is Canadian. I can hear you from, yeah, this is a great microphone, but the video's quality I'm working on. Well, I'm going to show the outside because, to be frank with you, the word's out already. People have already walked by. I was out front the other day and some of my old neighbors walked by and said hello. And I was trying to keep it on the down low. So there's no addresses here. And it's kind of taken away. So it's not a secret, to be honest with you. You know what? People knew where I lived before I moved in. I don't know how that happened because maybe somebody drove by and saw us looking at the place. I don't know. But there's a thing called chismus, which is the same as gossip. I call it the coconut grapevine. And people love to talk about other people out here. It's a national sport. And so before we even decided to take the place, there was somebody somewhere put the word out. And before we signed any paperwork, I had guys say, hey, I hear you moved. And it's like, well, I'm just looking. But it's weird. But anyway, you make a good point. And that was my original plan, was I was going to keep it totally anonymous, but the proverbial cat is out of the bag. So I'll show the exterior of the house. It's a real pretty looking house, and I want you guys to see it. And there is no address, and you'd have to know where it is exactly anyway. So I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it's pure alpha life. There you go. And Dave wants to know if you have a YouTube channel, Kat. 2 weeks after I asked you if you would be my big brother, and you said, sure, you post a video about your stalker. Don't worry, I'll never make it to the Philippines. I'll still be your big brother, or your uncle, or your grandfather. I don't remember your setup in the beginning of your story, but it was always hit the mark. Your stalker story reminded me of how great a storyteller you are. Low-tech, down-to-earth videos are the best. Thank you, K9. Yeah, I am low-tech. I should change my name to low-tech. Yeah, it was a creepy deal. It was really weird, man, when the guy says, I've been waiting for you all day. And then I saw him on the boat. I mean, not the boat, it's a ferry coming back from Siquijor. And then at the restaurant. And I never feared the guy. I mean, he was smaller than me. He was a young guy. He didn't look like he was violent. He just he just seemed a little touched, and I think he would have talked me to death, as opposed to being, violent. But I think if I'd have had that cup of coffee with him, I would have regretted it. Let's see, they were just a lonely guy with communication problems. Maybe he watched the union, was trying to become friends, and didn't know how to approach it properly. Stalker may have been, but it was a stalker because someone that follows you around stalks you. But I think you are real close to the mark there. In fact, I was just saying, I never feared him physically. You never know what someone's going to do, though. So I told May, you are not to leave my side. You're not alone here at the apartment, ever. And she said, okay. And we really secured the house. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, the replays are hard to live through, aren't they? Actually, the curtains are a bit much when they're right in your face, but they look nice now. Let me see if I can turn this around. Hold on a second. See, here's the curtains. See how they're backlit? They don't look that bad, do they? They're kind of pretty, red and gold. See, I got this little table that twirls around. SoCal is the homeless capital of the world. Breaks my heart. Down there at Venice Beach. I used to go to Venice Beach when I was a kid and just have the best time. Okay, so hey Paul, love the Stalker vlog. Great info. How about a vlogger's vlogger's ball? Seems many of that area would be fun to see the interaction. Well, most of the guys that I know, like I knew Gio and Paul, they moved down to Cebu, so they kind of get together and do that. And Bud Brown and I get together and do the live streaming like this, where there's two of us. I don't know Ned. I've never met him in person from Philippine Dreams. I know Rike, but he's back home in the States. Who else is out here vlogging here in the Duma area? But it would be kind of fun to just to sort of sit around the table and shoot the breeze. Your girlfriend's sister working overtime to find a man. I don't think so. I think she's, I don't think so. I disagree with that. It's not about finding a man. She's doing, what she's trying to do is become self-sufficient. If she meets a nice guy, that would be awesome. And I think it would be awesome for you to meet somebody, Mr. Adobo. You seem lonely. Did you ever start a new channel? I've looked, never found anything. No, I didn't. You can stop looking. I've been too busy with the Reza channel and the May channel and my channel, moving and grandma dying and it raining nonstop. And I am super happy here at the house because already I'm getting more done in less time. And one of the dynamics of that is privacy, not from the outside, but privacy from May. I don't mean that in a bad way, but in our old apartment, there was no separation ever. Here, she can go and close the door and have her prayer life and have privacy. Last night, I woke up at 9:30 after taking an afternoon nap and was up until 3 or 4 in the morning today. And she was waking up. I was going to bed. She said good morning. I said good night. But it was cool because I was able to sit here in perfect quiet and peace. I'd had a great nap. I was drinking some coffee. I felt great, rested. And to me, time is just that. I don't have a schedule. So, but I had peace and quiet, if you know what I mean. And so at the old apartment, two things, there were two dynamics. Stuff was spread stuff was kind of like willy-nilly. We kind of put it where we could because of the space confines. But here, I've told May I own this little credenza over here, and she's honored that. And so I'm able to sort it out, and I'm sorting out all the various wires and equipment and shit that we don't need. And I'm slowly but surely getting through that. And then there's a door on the bedroom where I was able to close, and I was able to actually focus and set up the gimbal. And what will happen is I'll be focusing on writing an email. I'll be focusing on trying to set something up. I'll be focusing on trying to, do whatever, figure something out. And May will walk in and just ask me a simple question like, "Are you hungry?" And or she'll just walk by in a pair of shorts, and I get distracted. It would take me off my game. So I like the alone time here. Even though she's right there, I have alone time, if you get my drift. I'm able to close the door, and I'm not slamming the door mad. I'm just closing the door. And it gives me a couple of hours, and the same thing for her. Little separation. Good morning, Tony. Thank you for your help, buddy. Or maybe he was delusional narcissist that he was entitled to attention where he wanted it. Yeah, I don't understand those people, guys. I don't know what goes through their minds. I only wish to have as much fun as you're having now on the gay scooter in the rain. I'm jealous of the twins. Don't be jealous, brother. But, it never gets dull around here. Hey, Paul, how's the weather? 85 degrees and 90% every day, 105 in Arizona. Arizona and Las Vegas are cooking. You know what? Today is the 7th here. We've been in the house 1 week, and I'm proud to tell you I've never turned on the air conditioner. Isn't that something? Just one click up the road, up the mountain, and it's that much cooler. And the way the house is set up, there is a cross breeze that comes through the back door, the front door, the windows. It doesn't take much of a direct hit from the sun. There's maybe an hour a day that our bedroom window gets hit, and that's it. So I've actually gotten cold in here, if you can believe that. Now it is the rainy season. It's not, sticky, hot. It is cooler, but I can guarantee you that if I was back at Big Rock right now, I'd have that air on. That was just it was just necessary for me. Should have gotten a road. Well, Mr. Adobo, everyone's a fucking expert. Oops. Did I really say that? Bluetooth is a pain if you don't have good processing. I think Mr. Adobo is a troll. What do you guys think? You think Adobo here is a troll? He's telling me what I shoulda, coulda, woulda, Checking in from Los Angeles. Hey, Paul, I think we're kindred spirits. Maybe we could have a talk sometime. You guys are going to be breaking my balls for the rest of my life on this. Your wife can join you on the stream. Actually, she's my girlfriend, and she might jump in. She's running around doing something. Let's see. Have you seen the movie What About Bob? Yeah. What would you call Bill Murray? Do you think he was a stalker or just a friendly guy? Richard Dreyfuss ended up losing that battle. Love that movie. I saw the movie and I forgot the movie. What About Bob with Richard Dreyfuss? I would have to see it again. But I remember liking the movie. Oh, Mr. Adobo. See, Mr. Adobo likes to tell people what to do. It's about time to put Mr. Adobo to sleep. Good morning, Illinois. Uh-oh, we're getting a thumbs up for Dean. Put him on with Mr. Adobo. Did somebody adopt Jacqueline? No. You're down to 104. Good for you. I think the day before yesterday it was 109. Hello, Germany. Wow. 3:46 in the morning. Good on you. I don't. I cannot get into Social Security without a VPN. That's one of my projects this week is, or next week, whenever. I'm a procrastinator. Is to get a VPN on my computer. You can't access from outside the country. I don't need to. I mean, it's on autopilot. It goes from Social Security check goes to my American bank account. I keep everything in America. However, now that I've said that, I am opening up a bank account after I do my next budget run. Today is Monday. Oh, so day after tomorrow's Champagne Payday, Wednesday, second Wednesday of the month. So sometime after Wednesday, I'll pull down my budget, and I'm going to pull down an extra $400 or $500, and I'm going to open up a bank account, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that experience. I've had a bank account. I've closed a bank account because of a bad experience. I've heard about one bank out here that's really foreigner friendly. So I'm going to go down there and open up an account for a number of reasons. And I'll go over that when I do that video. Yeah, especially when you're walking in it, right? Mini 2 is a great drone. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy that drone. I'm the guy that would fly the drone until it just flew away. I would probably have one run with it. I got a drone. I'm better off with a kite. Maybe I'll just hook a camera to a kite. Yeah. I'm excited to show you. I'm excited to show you kind of like the interior is kind of my thing because I've got a couple of rooms. And I'm really excited for the first time in a long time about doing videos, because to me it's got to be fun. You know, it's not a job. It's my little video diary, and it's also a hobby. But it was for some reason it was kind of getting old, and I was getting kind of lazy with it. But now I'm kind of excited about it because it brings out a creativity. And I like the idea of being creative, playing with my creative side. And so I like fun, and I like humor, and I like subtle stuff. So I mentioned earlier that I would do a thing where I would let May edit one of my videos because I would be talking and I wouldn't edit out any mistakes or anything because I like to just let all that stuff go. But I would maybe take the chicken and move him to another side to see if people catch on. My name is a different way to say Mike, like your and Maya's videos. In microphone, nothing gets over German ones. And Rode is very good. Don't worry. And Blue is also. Yeah, I got this Blue Yeti, which is awesome on this. But, you know, you got to pull the trigger at some point in time. And somebody told me Sabine Tech was the best. I don't know where it's made. And so I ordered it. And they sent me the wrong ones, or I ordered the wrong ones. And their customer service sucks. But you know what? It's just, for me, I want brick and mortar. I don't like all this crap of ordering online and waiting and waiting and waiting. I want to walk in and talk to somebody. And I might have 2 or 3 questions, like, what does this button do? And how do I do that? I miss that. I miss that one-on-one of being able to go in. That's when people ask me, what do I miss about America? You know what? I think I just answered the question. I miss brick and mortar. So if I go to buy something electronics and I go into a Best Buy or a computer store, number one, they'll have the microphone there. Here are these microphones I have to order. Nobody sells them here. They didn't sell them in friggin' Where'd I go? Vietnam. They didn't have them. And so I didn't have anybody to talk to. And that's what I miss. I miss being able to drive in and say, hey, I have a problem, and have a guy come over and help me with it. Customer service, right? I'm not a complainer or a whiner. I'll just come in. I'm always very polite. Sometimes I'll tip somebody $5 in America just for helping me. And if you really want to utilize things more professionally, you get a stream deck, cut audio and video into your stream. I'm going to say, you know what? I got to tell you, buddy, I'm putting you in timeout because I can't stand advice. That's why I don't give it. If I had asked, are you feeling me, people? Am I being too rough on Mr. Adobo there? I just put him in timeout because I don't like advice. So I don't give advice unless I ask for it. Let's see. And don't worry about the image quality. We need the infos, not the Paul movie. The closer the mic, the better. Maybe you should buy a mic stand and put the Yeti there and bring it closer. Yeah, that's a possibility. I heard when I was in the Philippines, a Filipino told me if you don't keep up the maintenance and paying your family's burial plot, they remove your and re-rent it. I don't know, buddy. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, thank you very much. I did. In fact, my old coffee maker at the old place pooped out 2 days before we moved. That's the truth. So that was good timing. If it was going to break, let it break. Ging Adventures has some streaming difficulties as well. YouTube could be updating their format, Paul. I don't know. Are you having issues with my stream today, right now? And speaking of coffee, look who's here. Come say hi, baby man. Look your head around here and say hi. Yeah, it's okay. Come here. Just wave and say hi.
Hi, good morning. I'm behind because I'm not prepared.
The new cars, there was a problem with computer chips coming from Taiwan. They obviously could not put them on the lot. Yeah. You guys agree with me? Are cars like stupid with the electronics, or is it just me? I like a car that's got automatic air, radio, power windows are nice, power mirrors that you can adjust are nice. I think the only thing that I would buy as an option is a rear view camera, and possibly, because now they're so cheap, a built-in GPS. I would find value in those two things. Rear view camera, I don't want to run over some kid driving behind me in a big wheel as I'm pulling out of my driveway. So I think, and backing up in general, just to see if you're going to, when you're trying to get out of a parking place, just safety. I like that. And a GPS would be the one thing I would indulge in, to get blow-by-blow instructions to get someplace new. Good morning, Mr. Ron. Always good to see you. Some bank accounts that you must be good, otherwise they close the account when they see a balance. Many can't help but take it out. That's exactly right, Warren. You're exactly friggin' right. I gave Risa some cash day before yesterday when she was here, and we bought her the computer. I gave her some cash. I gave her some cash for her mother, and I said, "Why don't you leave 5,000 with us, and May and I'll go down and make a deposit at BPI for you." And she goes, "Well, I think I'll just do it with you." May is quite the saver, but I know that Riza has a lot more immediate needs than we do, and so um, we'll get her on track. Oh, okay. I sell Chevy trucks here in Massachusetts. The problem is a red hot market. People buying like crazy, and they were shut down because of the pandemic, and now also a chip shortage for electronics. That makes total sense, Manny. Yeah. The Americans are consumer crazy. They love their new stuff, and they were unable to go shopping for a year, right? So they have pent up demand to go out and buy themselves something. And then there's a shortage, there's supply, which is going to drive up the used car market. And then there's inflation in general, right? So I can see that all that dynamic coming in for a lot of expensive stuff. How you like selling cars out there, Manny? I have deep respect for you. It's not an easy gig, baby. Thanks for watching. With the price of cars today, they better be able to give me a happy ending every time I drive. I just think supply and demand. Absolutely. Yeah. What do you think, Manny? Do you think that the cars have got too much trick shit on them, or am I just too much of an old fart? What's funny is new cars are actually as cheap as used cars. I sold my 2020 Ford Ranger truck, 11,000 miles, to Carvana for $29,300. That's only $400 less than I paid new, and I drove it a year. Whew. Used cars. The last number I saw from NADA is the average new car price is around $38,000. 38. I saw some cars going out. That sounds about right. Yeah, you could probably roll in and get an Altima or a mid-range car. I don't even know what they are anymore. Ford Taurus, for example. You know where they make their money? Trucks. That's the big money. Trucks are the most profitable on all dealerships. My sister paid over 100,000 USD for a new Mercedes. Yeah. I had a Mercedes. Yeah, when I bought a new Mercedes, also when I went into real estate, I leased one, and it was all ego in my mind. It had a great ride, but still $100K. I paid $16K for my Jeep in the 16. I refused the $1,000 radio upgrade. It's a car, not a second home. My feelings exactly, Ed. That was my point. And I'm going to ramble on for a minute. If you are like me and I have a car, I would drive it to work and back. So yeah, a radio is nice, obviously. And, these days you can hook your phone up with, I forget what it was called, but I had some sort of music that was free and had my list on it. So I would listen to the same stuff going back and forth. And it was maybe 20 minutes to get home from work, depending on traffic, maybe 30. And then I'd go to the market, and then I would go to, when my kids were little, I'd take them to school and pick them up. And then when my kids got older and grew up and left, it was just me and work and the occasional errand. So why do I need all this stuff in the car if I'm not in the car that much or for that long a period of time? It's just, to me, it's just ego. Or it's just consumerism. Used car prices will be nuts for a few years. Shortage of chips for new cars. Power windows won't work. And that's something. Who would have figured? Is that driven by the pandemic that nobody was able to go to work to make the chips? Is that what happened? Or is there a shortage of some sort of element that's used that we import? I don't pretend to understand it. what's causing that chip problem. Here in California, electric cars will be mandatory, no gas. There will be a rise in price again. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting switch over. I heard they found a better material in the manufacture of microchips, a material that can handle higher temperatures. Okay. Rays. I always enjoy hearing your comments, Paul. I saw Ree's a video with Thor on your motorcycle. It was great. We call them hubble drivers. And actually, I was just taking the girls down the hill, and it was about a 5-minute ride. But we got a lot of looks. I said, all I need is for somebody to take my picture and post it on Facebook, being 4 girls. You can talk about moving video games, Car. They are Wi-Fi microwave traps. Your body is under constant EMF attack. The same is true for Wi-Fi at home, Bluetooth microphones, and other wireless devices. I tend to believe you, but it's just like getting into Star Wars. Good morning, Randy. We're doing great. Still going to be a shortage of new. Look at the new Ford Bronco. It's been pushed back 3 times, has it? See, I'm not in the middle of all that. Sounds like a great time to sell your used car and not buy anything. Start using Uber or something, right? To grab the money while you can. Sell high, buy low. I saw the 4 of you on the scooter. I was waiting for the big wheelie. You guys need to watch my video. Just don't listen to it. No, that was Reese's video. You need to watch Reese's channel. And make sure you listen to it. And give her a thumbs up and a like and a share and all that good stuff. We want to see your car buying. I won't be going to a dealership out here. I'll be buying a used car. In fact, I put the word out to my mechanics to find me a car. To please find me a car, politely. I trust them. And what's good about it is they haven't called me up and said, hey, take a look. They've been waiting for the right deal. Now the chicken's right across from me. I forgot to put him on. No, it's right over there, buddy. I'll show you. Look. Hold on a second. Hold on. See? It's right there. I think we'll start calling that Dean's VIP room. That's the entrance. You pull the drapes back. And there's a velvet rope. So I guess nobody wants Dean to come join us today. I haven't heard much about Dean. Good car rant, Paul. Just priced out a Dodge Ram diesel, $68,000. Shit. Can you believe it? 68 grand. Whew. Think about that. I mean, when I moved to Vegas in 88, I bought my first house for $81,000. And it was a 3-bedroom, 2-story house on like a quarter of an acre or something like that. Corner lot. My first house in Vegas. Not that long ago, 88. Well, maybe it was a long time ago. Just doesn't seem that long. And this is $68,000 for something that's just going to drop in price. Like the old Merv Griffin from Seinfeld show, you can. Yeah, I know. I would kill to have that set. Remember that when Kramer got inherited the set, and he had guests on. It was awesome. I've thought about that. I've thought about setting it up in here with a desk and a chair, and introducing guests, and maybe having some guy playing kazoo as my intro music. But it's so hard to get these people organized. That's the issue. But I can have a ball doing this in here. Did you consider retiring to Mexico instead of the Philippines? I think it's cheaper and you were from California. I don't really care for Mexico that much. I honeymooned in Mexico. I I went to Mexico when I was a kid, Tijuana a lot. I got scared of Mexico with all the cartel stuff and the Pablo Escobar stuff. That was scaring me. And I don't like the music, the trumpets music that goes on out there. I like Mexican food. Mexican people are friendly. I know they have some beautiful beaches. I know they have some beautiful women and all that good stuff. But Asia's just been more of a, it's more of a vibe thing. The people and the friendliness and the smiles. It doesn't feel as dangerous. Yeah. If you were closer, I would set it up for free. I've been a Windows 10 insider before it's available, and I know license. Well, see, Mr. Ron, I need your ass over here. Get over here. You guys in the chat get out with the technical set, just zoom in and work with the guy for an hour or two. Now, we need somebody hands-on, That would be a bad idea to Skype somebody in, though. Yeah, I'm proud of them. They're both doing really good. They both got good little videos out. I think they're going to be able to. I can only bring so much to the party, and the communication. I have ideas, and I try to communicate ideas to them, and they kind of get about 10%. They call me Mr. Nosebleed because I talk so fast. And there's a difference between Filipino English and American English. It's just a difference. And I use too many big words. They're not big words, but they're not common words. So I'll explain something to them, and they both nod at me because they're really polite, pretending that they understand me when they don't have the faintest idea what I'm talking about. But I think the two of them are going to be able to play off of one another. And then there's a third sister, Georgia Lynn, that speaks really good English. So I can drag her over here. She can be my interpreter. And we can have a meeting once a month. I really want the girls to do good. If both girls surpass me by 100%, I would be thrilled. Because I'm happy right where I'm at, kids. I like you guys. Let's see. Thanks for answering my questions. I've been a fan of yours channel since the beginning of several years. Well, thank you for that. Best wishes from Chicago. My pleasure to answer questions if I can. If you think you're smarter than the previous generation 50 years ago, the owner's manual of the car showed you how to adjust the valves. Today shows you how not to drink the contents of the battery. There's a great video up of a guy my age in a brand new car trying to set the time on his clock. And that's kind of, it sums it all up for me, that video. This guy just flips out like I would, okay? And in my car, my little Toyota Celica, I go back to my first car, there was a clock, analog clock on there, and you had a stem, and you would just pull out the stem and flip it forwards or backwards an hour on daylight, and you were done. That was it, right? And this guy bought himself, I don't know what car it was, but he bought himself a new car, and he was sitting there he had the owner's manual out, and he was trying to change the time for daylight savings. And he had to push this button, and then he was taken down the rabbit hole, and he had to go through all these steps, and he forgot to turn on the Bluetooth or whatever was necessary. So he had to start all over again. And he just went psycho. And I said, you know what? Cars are making it, and all these electronic things are making it more complicated to do the simplest task. Computers are supposed to make your life easier. And in my world, they make my life harder. But anyway, I know I rambled on, but there is a video. If you want to Google it and have a good laugh, I don't know what the name of it is, or just go on YouTube and say man setting clock or something like that. It's this guy my age trying to set the freaking clock. in his new car. You know, he just goes out of his mind. He just goes psycho. There's a comment that brought that up. Yeah, I got to bring the chicken on next time. I forgot. Please no on Dean. Okay, we got 2 no's on Dean, so I guess Dean, you're in the wings today, buddy. Sorry. Imagine a new car being built exactly like a 66 Impala with no electronics. The cost would be in how many people would own them. Answer to the chip issue. I love simplicity. I love to put a car in D and go forward, and R and go backwards. And stick shifts are fun too. But what do you really need? I keep asking the same question. You need a car that goes forwards and backwards. You need air conditioning and heat. You need good music, decent music, air conditioning. I could even do crank windows. Don't bother me. And once you set your side view mirrors, you're set for life. So, anyway. Oh, dude, if I knew what it was one of those videos that just sort of came into my world 8 or 9 months ago, and I watched it, and I just like you, I just pissed myself laughing at this guy trying to set his clock. And I have been there and done that. And I was in the car business, and it would take. Let me give you one quick car story. Back in the 80s, 90s even, if you sold someone a car and you were a salesman, once their car was washed and gassed up and they were ready to take it home, you'd squat down by the driver's door with them and you'd say, okay, this is how you tilt the wheel. And you'd make them do it. Okay? And they would tilt the wheel and you go, okay, well, make sure it's comfortable. And they go, yeah, that's good. You go, okay, and you'd lock it into place. Now do the same thing with the seat, because we'll raise it up a little bit and we'll tilt it back and we'll move it forward. And you'd get somebody situated in the driver's seat. And they would say, yeah. And then maybe they needed to do the tilt again because they just adjusted the seat. And that was about the biggest operation that you went through. And then you would come inside and sit down next to them and say, okay, what's your favorite radio station? Well, I like 97.1. All right. So boom, 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 boom. You'd set up 5 radio stations for them. And that would be that. And then what else would you have to do? Oh, you'd go over the buttons. Okay, this is your air. This is if you want fresh air. This is if you want recirculated air. Here's the windows. Here's the cruise control, because everything comes with cruise and tilt. Here's how the cruise works. And most people already knew how the cruise worked, so you didn't have to go over it. And any other little nuances with the vehicle. Okay, so that was back in the day. I missed something somewhere, but that's basically what you did. Get them situated. Oh, set the clock for them. Just make sure that everything was set up good for them. They had the music ready to go. The clock was at the right time. The tilt was set. The mirrors were adjusted. And this shit they're not going to ever touch again. They're not going to have to redo. Their music preferences probably aren't going to change. The mirrors aren't going anywhere. They're not going to sit any differently. And they were good to go. Now it takes about 2 hours to deliver a car. Now they're having to hire people to deliver the car for the salesman, because the salesman hasn't got the time to sit down and go through setting them up with Starlink and the emergency service that they just bought and showing them the 42 different ways that they can adjust the volume on their radio, and and they got to get everybody connected on their phones and the Bluetooth there, and then they've got to get set up with voice commands to change the radio station. I could go on and on and on. So just setting the clock. Let's see. I got behind because I go, you know me. I know me. I get on a roll. Okay, I wouldn't mind Stalker if it was gorgeous Filipino. Although stalkers are a bit unpredictable. I wouldn't want her killing me because she saw me talking to another Filipino. I want to make it to 80. I would be more afraid of a woman than a man, to be honest with you. You ever see that Michael Douglas movie? What was it? Where the woman put the rabbit in a blender or something? Hey, Paul, I'm not kidding. I bought my new 2005 Kia Sportage. To this day, I cannot set the favorite stations on the memory, so I just use CDs. Yeah, I feel your pain. I'll bet you if you took it over to your friendly Kia dealership, you can get someone to help you because they have what's called what do we call it? See, I put the car business out of my head so long ago. But they have like a delivery team out there, or maybe a nice salesperson, or even the service department might help you. But yeah, it's the radios, instead of just pushing a button that was preset, now you got to go through all this other hoopla. I'm telling you, it takes what took one motion takes 4 or 5 now. So tell me where it's gotten better. I'd like to hear your explanation. I would like to see Donosby and his English-speaking girl. That's true. I would like to see his English-speaking girl too. Vic DeBito is the car clock. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, thanks, Greg. Vic DeBito, right, is the car clock guy. That's who I saw. I didn't know the name. I just bumped into the video one day and it was hysterical. So, Greg, we're on the same page. You think it's funny too. Awesome. Paul, I've been selling Hondas for 35 years. I know what you're saying. Back in the day, I would hand them the keys and say, have a great day. Well, Ken, you got my admiration, buddy. I was in the car business for the same amount of time. And I think you'll agree with me, Ken, that as you get older, it gets harder and harder to keep up with it. And, Ken here is selling Hondas and 35 years. And back in the day, which he's talking about the same as me, it was you could hand them the keys and you go through a courtesy delivery with them. And it's like I said, set up the clock and the tilt wheel and everything and set the radio stations. But as a salesperson, you have to go through classes now, and you have to go through refresher classes, and you have to learn all of this new language. What was it I used to have such a big issue with? Connecting something to something, because it wouldn't connect. And nothing works as planned. In fact, who remembers the first GPSs where you'd say, take me here, and it would, you'd want to go to the market. It would send you off to somewhere in Lincoln, Nebraska. Look, done. When you referred about setting your side mirrors, Engel probably insightful word, set for life. That could be a Roadwise commercial, Paul. Well, think about it. I mean, you set your side mirrors, and unless you change the seat position, which you're probably not going to because it's how you always sit, how many times do you really need to adjust them? And if you do, does it really kill you just to reach over and do it by hand? I'm 67 and I've never had a car salesman do all that stuff for me. I'm sorry to hear that. They should have at least sat down with you for 10 minutes and helped you get home. Pick a Jersey guy like me. Yeah, it's an all-day frigging process. And I forgot what you sold. Did you work? But they have, what is it? OnStar. I was trying to think about that. So it comes with OnStar. You'll have to sit out in the car with them, or you have a service that does it. I don't know how your dealership works. And you got to jack around for 45 minutes with the OnStar service and all the names and addresses. And it just takes all day to sell a car now and all day to buy one. E-bikes seem to work well. Wonder if they're a bit. No, I haven't seen them. I saw him in Vietnam, but I did not see him here. Let's see. Kenson, Stacy Clifton. Yes, and thank you again, Stacy. I did receive that, and I didn't ask May yet this morning about it, but thank you very much for your kindness. We appreciate you. Old soldier, glad to see you're back. You were gone for a while. My son put a Pioneer aftermarket radio in my Honda. Now I ride down the road with a radio that has no on-off switch, and the lights change from red, white, and blue like a rolling gay pride parade. I hate that radio. There was one of those in the car that I owned here for 2 days, and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. The Panasonic Pioneer, I mean. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. The lights change. It does everything but do what you want it to do. It's like e-bikes are sold here. Okay. I just haven't seen any. I saw them in Vietnam, but I haven't seen any here. Getting back to that radio. Radio should just have buttons to change the channel, right? And volume control. What else? The Pope of Davao in the house. Yeah. Fatal Attraction. That was the movie. Yeah. I think I'd be more scared if a woman was stalking me. Yeah, Fatal Attraction. That's it. Do you think dementia is increasing because of the amount of knowledge you need in everyday life? I was told by a doctor that dementia is because your computer is full and rejecting new information. I don't know. There was an interesting study done on. It was displayed on 60 Minutes. I talked about a while back, where they had people in their 90s and how some of them did and some of them didn't. My mom died of dementia. It was not pretty. Yeah, Ken, you're my hero, buddy. It used to be a happy time. You know, the deal was done. You were glad the deal was done. Your customer was glad it was finally over after all the back and forth and all the drama and all the mistakes and all the questions. And it was a happy time now. You get to give the guy his keys, show him his manuals, put those in the glove box. Thank him for his business, give him some business cards, ask him for referrals, follow up with him for the next day, and now you hate it. Car sales is probably one of the toughest jobs out there right now. Physically, it's demanding. You have to run around. You have to move cars. I would rather work in a warehouse than sell a car. I would rather work at Walmart as a greeter than sell a car, or be in the car business. The best place to buy and work at is CarMax. It's only used cars, and they don't put you through half the brain damage for the customer or the salesperson. But the pay sucks. Yeah, we're doing good, Craig. It's going to keep getting better, I think. Yeah, this Vic guy is the clock setter. Guys, watch that video if you need to laugh. It's a picture of it's me trying to work on my computer. It's me trying to do microphones. All right, so we got no calls here for let's see. Remember the old car radios where you choose a station, put the preset button? Yes. Yeah. What else do you need? Hello, Mr. Steel Palm. We are, Stacy. We're very happy here. It's getting better every day. Oh, is he a comedian? I didn't know that. I just thought he was an average guy, and they were filming him trying to set the clock. I didn't know he was a comedian. Thank you for that, Beck. I guess Vic lives in Jersey now. See, I guess Vic's famous. I didn't know that. I just bumped into this video of him trying to set the clock in his car, and I thought it was an awesome. Okay, so you guys are discussing things amongst yourselves, which is good. I've been on for an hour. I'll go 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to take May, and we're going to go do some stuff. I was thinking of shipping my 2020 Honda. The Philippines driver, rules. I should pay because it goes back. Yes. Well, if for what I understand, shipping or importing a car or a motorbike is cost prohibitive. So Yep Me is asking about shipping his 750 Honda Phantom Shadow. I don't think it's feasible financially, but be sure to check into it. Perfect job. Your first apartment. Just need the wall art. Yeah. Actually, I'm really looking forward to doing some streams in different rooms with different backdrops on it. Yeah. Okay. So the Dixie is saying any commission base is very stressful, but you learn so much about people in business. Great experience. Dale Carnegie should be required in high school. It's good comment, Dixie. Lithium batteries are helping things out. It'd be interesting to see what direction it goes with the electric cars. Pissed off Vic. Yeah, he is hilarious. All right. So we got a winner with Vic. Oh, is it 30% import tax plus shipping? Thank you, Mr. Ron. If you want to bring in your car. Yeah, it was. So anyway, kids, we're going to end on that. I actually got to the end of all my comments. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate you tuning in today. I wanted to apologize for the audio on the last video. I wanted to thank you for all the support that you've been giving to Baby May and to Riza and to me, of course. And we will be catching up next time. And hopefully I will have a video up of the tour of the place. And what else? Something else may have in mind, but I forgot what it was. All right. We are doing good. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Let me see if I can just actually finish this with answering all the comments for once. Okay, so Don wants to know what, and okay, we'll end on that. Cheers. God bless. And be nice to each other. Bye.